I must congratulate Professor Dinesh Mohan for an absolutely brilliant exposition of what the world is coming to. And as his presentation progressed, I was getting very worried, not only about myself, but about all of us in this gathering. But I still believe that cities are the answer. In fact, today the per capita greenhouse gas emissions of New York City is 1/3 that of the US. Like I said, cities are the answer to economic development, livelihood, even to social and political transformation, like we see in Libya and Egypt. But this concept of smart cities is not very new. In fact, this was a direct result of the consequences of the phenomena of urban sprawl in the 1950s in the US. And it was in the 1970s that Portland was designed as the first smart city. I have here with me a study by Dr. David Resnick where he defines what is the definition of a smart city is. And I'll read this out. It's an urban development pattern characterized by high population density, walkable and bikeable neighborhoods, preserved green spaces, mixed-use development, that is development projects that include both residential and commercial uses, available mass transit, and limited road construction. This is the concept that we've tried to follow when we've planned for this new city, which is Baripur. Interestingly, we have a district, South Chobis Pargana, which is next to Calcutta, where the district headquarters is not in the district, but it's on the fringes in Calcutta. So there has been a long-standing demand from the people of this district that the district headquarters should be in the center of this particular district. And therefore, this is the reason why this has been developed. Now, one might think that this is going to be very far away, but actually it is only 10 kilometers away from the last metro station in Calcutta. And we are building a new highway which will be connecting this last metro station with this new township. This is again a small township, it's only 500 acres, because we also realize that smart cities don't mean big developments. Even otherwise, 52% of all urban areas in the world have less than 5 lakh population. This is going to support about 5 lakhs people. Now, this primarily has 4 parts. One is the district headquarters part. The other is the USP of this township, which will be a research hub, where we have organizations like DRDO and TERI setting up shop. Then a part will be industrial and the part will be commercial. We wish to make it an iconic township, but with a human face, sustainable and smart. I've already talked about the regional setting and how connected it is to Calcutta. This is the overview of those 500 acres. I'll be speaking more about the yellow part of it, which is the district headquarters. Work has already started. In fact, the land acquisition was completed a couple of years back, and then we received all clearances last year. Most of the land is low-lying. We started with site development, and you can see the roads being built. In fact, the trunk roads are 70% complete. Before this was planned, there was case studies of the existing district headquarters, which is at Alipur, and like Mr. Brijesh Kumar was saying, we realized that a lot of district headquarter activities are actually conducted in the informal sector, and therefore we've made it a point to accommodate this informal sector in the new township. The district headquarters would have obviously all these offices of the government. The urban design has been inspired by these cities where there is a central axis. We wish to give it an identity which is local. This is the planning for the informal areas, conservation of energy. We wish to encourage people to interact. I'm not getting into the details of this because I realize that we have a shortage of time. He studied the wind directions, the way the sun goes through its motions. It will have solar street lighting, solar water heaters, energy efficient building materials, wastewater recycling. This is what it will look like. So this is the central axis, and the office in the center is the district magistrate's office. These are the arterial roads and the sub-arterial roads, the local streets, and it also shows where these are the road sections. This is the way that the public transport will be organized. There are two bus terminuses which are planned. One is for intra-city and the other is for intercity. This area has a parking capacity for about 1,400 cars. The landscape design principles are there. They provide green linkages between major nodes in the form of linear parks. And there's a variety of open spaces which we have envisaged. There'll be a green buffer all over, all on the boundary of the township so that it reduces pollution and the traffic noise. 30% of the area is going to be open green, and it will be distributed all over the site. This is the way that we plan to make the roundabouts. Yeah, I'm through. Thank you. I'll leave the details